Hey everyone, what is going on? My name is Archer Live, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a follow-up to the video I did 2 weeks ago talking about new console update details for Payday 2 on Xbox One and PS4. And I've got to be honest, right from the get-go, it isn't the most optimistic update, it's not the most exciting update either, it's a little bit disappointing, but regardless, there is information here, and as always, I want to keep you guys in the loop so you know what's happening with Payday 2 on consoles. There isn't much in the way of Switch, in fact, there's nothing in the way of Switch updates, so if any of you are hoping for anything to do with the Switch, that isn't even addressed. So, I mean, really an explanation would be nice for Switch players, but that isn't the point of this video, so apologies for that. If I had information, I would share it with you guys, but basically, there are a few things now that Goris has updated us on, the guy who made this Steam thread originally, which was the thread that I referred to in the original video, and there's a few more things in there now that I'm going to use and talk about in this video. Once again, thank you to React, to the guy who originally showed me this forum. I was monitoring it, but with uni work the last week, I really haven't been paying attention, so I missed this post, so thanks to him for pointing it out. It means a lot so I can actually get this video out. But this was posted yesterday, so it's fairly recent news, and I want to cover it, as well as a couple of replies that followed on from it, just to give us a bit more context and an idea of what's going on. So first off, let's take a look at Goris' post. Hi Heisters, a small update on how development goes. After some investigation, we know that 1, the new Safehouse, 2 safes, and 3 skins will not be coming anytime soon. We have been working on the rest of the remaining features and content, trying to get everything else and maybe even add a couple of new things. We hope in the meantime you're getting more XP and keep modding your weapons to be ready. See you in CrimeNet. I don't really know what else to say to that. It's not like I need to explain anything. It's there in blue and white. It's not black and white technically if you want to be picky about the background color, but either way, that's the information. It's straight there. It's in our faces. We don't need to even divulge it because that's the fact. Safehouse, safes, and skins are not coming anytime soon, and quote, anytime. It's not like he said they're not coming this next update, which I said in the last video was hopefully coming sometime around May. It just means that they're not coming for the foreseeable future. And that isn't good. That's not reassuring in the slightest. It basically means that they're not even happy to make a prediction that, you know, they'll be out by the end of the year. I mean, that's me being really drastic. I would certainly blooming hope they do come out by the end of the year. But there's no idea of a time frame here. It's not like when he said this in the last video where it was like, oh, these features will not be coming out during April. It gave us an idea. It didn't mean they had to come out in May, but it gave us a bit of an idea as to what to expect. Now it's just these 3 things that you guys might want. Yeah, they're not coming anytime soon. We'd give you a time idea, but we don't know. And if we do, we're not telling you. So it's a little bit shady. Not too happy about that. Not to be critical to Overkill, but I am a bit uncomfortable about that idea. And the other thing is, though, that he has said they've been working on other features and content. So I'm hoping that means Crime Spree and Team AI. I am honestly not too sure, because if they do that, they're going to need to bring Continental Coins over anyway, which I would have thought would be the main sticking point for not being able to bring the Safehouse over. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but Continental Coins are the thing that hold that update together. So I'm a bit, you know, skeptical, a little bit suspicious, because as I said in the last video, you can easily add a map to a game. You can add a heist, you can add a bunch of textures with characters in it and all that stuff. You can just port it over with relative ease. Obviously, it would have its own little technical difficulties and all sorts. To me, I thought the main problem with adding the Safehouse to the game was the addition of Continental Coins, because as I said, that's what surrounded the whole update. And you earn Continental Coins for XP, money gains, then you use them to upgrade the Safehouse. And that was the only purpose that Continental Coins had at that time. So that's what I'm saying. It's like it's easy to convert a map, it's easy to port a map over, but I thought that the issue would have been with the Continental Coins, and that's why me thinking that, you know, if they're working on other features and porting Crime Spree and Team AI over potentially, are they not still going to have the same issue with Continental Coins? So it leads me to think that it might be more than an issue with coins, which confuses me, because I sit there and think, okay, well, what is the actual issue that's preventing the Safehouse from coming over? It's probably something to do with the side jobs. If you always put my money on it now, because I think it might not be the coins, I think it could be potentially down to the whole side job system, how you earn little trophies that appear in the Safehouse and all that stuff. And it's probably linked to some kind of Steam achievement system that isn't replicable on Xbox One, PS4, even though we have our own achievement systems. So I don't know. Honestly, it's just speculation, because I'm not really that sure. It's a very difficult one to kind of pinpoint to, but I don't know. It's all very much kind of cloak and dagger, so you just kind of have to make the best approximations that you can. But the next thing I wanted to focus on was a reply to this from a user who goes by the name of Rod Von Long. And he replied to this post, and then Goris also quoted it in his own little reply. So we're going to look at Rod's post first, and then look at Goris' reply after that. No. He said, "Why would you want to add new features when arguably the most requested feature, the new Safehouse, is not being added? That seems like a very odd design decision. Personally speaking, I would like something else to work towards, since I have all the weapons I want, almost all of which I never use anyway, and masks, etc. The new Safehouse, and I imagine this is true for other players also, is the key thing to add in response to that." And those points I pretty much completely agree with, because Safehouse is one of the main things that we need on console. And again, he's probably a high-level player, just like I've said in the past, you know, it's pretty much my catchphrase at this point. When you are as high a level a person as me, when you've been max level for as long as I have, you've got to try and find things that keep you interested in the game for a long period of time. Things that can keep you in, keep you interested, and keep you playing. Hunting for achievements is one thing. I love doing that because that's something to go for that's unique and, you know, could sometimes take a bit of time. Trying new heists is cool, but there's only so many times you can do them before they get a little bit frustrating. Something like Crime Spree, where you can chain heists together, is perfect for having a long Payday 2 session or going days on end to try and get the highest Crime Spree you can. And the Safehouse, having something to work towards, where every heist, whether you get a bit bored of doing heists and you feel like, oh, I'm just bored of earning this money over and over again, you have Continental coins to work towards, you have Safehouse upgrades to work towards. And that's a bigger thing, it's a bigger picture, and it gives you more of an idea of what you want to do in Payday 2 and stops you from being so bored. So I'm totally supportive of this, but Goris replied, and he said, "Hi Rod, I think you make too many assumptions, such as the new things we may add are features, and that even if they were features, they would require a similar amount of work to the Safehouse." I don't really know what that sentence means. I might just be misreading it or something, but we're going to move on from that. No matter if we add something new or not, the Safehouse will not be coming soon. We did not make a choice between the Safehouse or something else, and I hope this is more clear now. We know that the new Safehouse serves a purpose, and it is a feature that players would like to spend time on. We are investigating alternatives to that, and hope that even without the Safehouse there is enough content to allow you to get ready for the next update, which we think will keep you busy for a while. The most interesting thing here is that Goris' wording has changed a little bit. His first post in the Steam forum was saying, you know, we've got all these things we want to work on, we don't promise to put everything over, but we're going to try our best with everything. And then the post he put up last month was that, oh, things are going really well. I dare say, to quote him, I dare say this is going to be the best update so far. So how, after a month, can everything fall apart as much as the fact that one of the main features that we want over is not coming over? I don't see how it can be the best update ever if that isn't included in there. And I kind of look at what he's saying, it's like, it's a feature that players would like to spend time on. That is the biggest understatement of the century. I honestly, you couldn't underestimate that anymore. It's one of the most requested features. Everyone wants the Safehouse over, everyone wants something new to go with. And as I've said already a few times this video, multiple times in past videos, the Safehouse is something that we want so much. So, you know, big understatement there. But either way, moving on, the next sentence, we are investigating alternatives to that. Now, if alarm bells aren't ringing, they should be, because that is probably the most alarming sentence I've heard from an Overkill update in a very long time. That doesn't sound good at all. Does that mean that they're talking about alternatives to the Safehouse in general? Are they going to try and do a Safehouse that isn't quite as content heavy just because console players can't handle PC versions? I don't know. And it's very suspicious, and I'm feeling extremely uncomfortable at the prospect of that, because we should be able to have everything the same as PC. Obviously, there's stuff like, you know, GoBank and a few little extra contents and bits of features here that we don't quite have, but things that are negatable, things that don't matter too much in the long run. But things like, again, the Safehouse, Crime Spree, all this stuff, if we don't have those, we can't really be playing the same game compared to PC. And that's the whole point of playing it on console. There are reasons people want to play Payday 2 on console rather than PC. And if we do that, we should expect to get the same amount of content. So, without sounding too shady, this is a little bit worrying. So, I hope what he means there is alternatives to things to bring out in the next update. Like saying, we were going to bring out the Safehouse in the next update, but instead we're going to bring out Crime Spree. Or instead we're going to bring out Alaskan Deal and the Brooklyn Bank and Duke and H3H3 or whatever. I'm hoping that's what he means, but the way he's ordered those sentences sounds as if he's saying, we're trying to find alternatives to porting the Safehouse over. I hope that's wrong. I really do, but I don't really know what else to say about that. Now, the best thing to do is for me to share my thoughts on it, because usually that's what I tend to do with these things. Obviously, my thoughts aren't always the same as yours, so do expect that they might not be the same as you, and I do want to debate this with you guys in the comments. But first off, let's talk a little bit about safes and skins. Now, I have said in the past that I didn't think they would come over, and I did a video last year where I talked about whether or not I thought the Black Market update would come to consoles, whether I thought we'd see safes and skins, and that was way before Goris made this thread. It was way before the Master Plan DLC was released. And through that, I said I don't think the safes and skins would be coming over. When I did the video 2 weeks ago, and it was looking through the post that Goris put up saying we're looking to add safes and skins to console along with loads of other stuff, I thought, okay, that's a bit of a surprise, but that sounds like it's a good thing. We might be getting them over here, and he has said on there, and I did point this out to take this with a grain of salt. He did say, we do not promise to bring everything over. And I can't remember whether I said it in the video, but I thought in my head as I was making that video that him saying, you know, we don't promise to add everything over, the first thing that he would make the most out of that promise with is safes and skins. That'd be the first thing that Overkill would just go, let's not put that over, that's a bit too difficult. And I thought that in my head. I probably didn't say it because I didn't want to be too pessimistic, but here I'm just kind of thinking that's probably the way it's going to go. Although it's lumped in the same order with Safehouse, it's like first off Safehouse and then second off safes and skins won't be coming over. I feel like because they're all, you know, holding equal weight in his little update there, that makes it a bit suspicious because they won't just scrap the Safehouse, or at least I hope they won't. So it's a very big grey area, and it just, I suppose it's reassuring in one sense that he hasn't pointed out anything else specific. He hasn't said, we're struggling with crime spree, we're struggling with Team AI. He's making it sound like things are progressing rather well with everything else. But it's just a little bit disappointing that to have such a reassuring post saying this is going to be the best update so far, and then to kind of go, okay, were you happy for a little bit? Let's just ground that for a little bit and just, you know, make you realise reality, that not everything's coming over. So I don't want to sit here for very much longer and just kind of sound disappointed, because as you guys know, I'm not affiliated with Overkill anyway. I don't have any deals with them or anything. I don't even know whether they watch anything I put out for console. But what I will say is that I have the utmost to respect them for trying to put this stuff onto console, because as we all know, their track history with consoles isn't very good. But the fact that they're trying to make amends, I fully appreciate that, and I understand that, and I know a lot of you guys do. But honestly, just more of an idea as to a time frame would be really nice. Just, again, it's like I said with the Switch, just a bit more transparency with what they're planning for consoles would just be really, really nice. Just so we had an idea of what's coming up, what their plans are, and how they plan to address some of these issues. So saying they're not coming anytime soon, does that mean we're going to get them by the end of 2018? Is it going to be next year when we get it? We don't know. We haven't got a clue. It's not really very specific, and because of that, I'm a little bit skeptical, and I don't want to go into it too much more because I feel like I'm going to say something that, you know, might alarm people. Like I go, I don't think it'll happen until next year, and everyone will start panicking. But that's not anything that's been confirmed. So I don't want to make any more predictions other than that. That's all there is to talk about, other than the fact I don't think we'll see Safes and Skins. I'm reverting back to my original opinion. I don't think they're coming over. I hate to say it, but that's just the way I feel. So other than that, that sums up this video. Again, I am sorry this isn't the most exciting of updates, but it had to be made. I had to follow up the video I made 2 weeks ago, because a lot of you guys watched that. That's total up nearly about 6,000 views now. So thank you for the support on that. But to those 6,000 people who've watched it, obviously, a follow-up is needed. So I hope you guys appreciate it. And obviously, when there's new news, I will post it. And other than that, I'll keep the thread link in the description. And let's get talking down below in the comments. What do you think about these little updates from Goris? Are you happy? Are you disappointed? Do you think it's still going to be just as good? Because we might get Crime Spree and Team AI. Do you think the Safehouse isn't as important as I'm making out? All opinions are valid as long as they're respectful to other people, so leave them down in the comments below, and I can't wait to get talking with you guys. But other than that, thank you guys very much for watching. As I've said, comment if you have anything to talk about down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, does mean a lot, and subscribe if you're new. And other than that, I'll do an update if I hear anything else, but thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take it easy.